Good morning. Make sure everything's running. One second. Yep, okay, all looks good. Okay, good morning. Today is the 20th of November 2024 and I'm going to go through my trading checklist for today. Before I start, let's take a look and see what news could move the market. I might as well use my little indicator I built. We can see we've got low impact news today, so nothing really. Maybe the 20-year bond auction, we may see a little bit of movement at that point, so keep an eye at 1 o'clock today Eastern time for that. And obviously we can see how that compares to TradingViews, and I think it's the same, just oil. Okay, there's nothing really there to worry about today as well. So oil, we had news at 7:30 as well, but not much, all low impact. Okay, so there's not much apart from the 1 o'clock when the bond auction comes into play, which could move the market. So let's just take a look at the levels and see where we are and come up with a plan for today. On my screen, we're currently looking at the 1 hour time frame for the ES. This is the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and I'll just get my pen up and running. You can see we've been in this downtrend for a bit. It looks like we've changed a bit of direction, put in a new low yesterday as well in this downtrend, so maybe we're putting in a higher low potentially, but I've got a few. We've been squeezing quite tight during the pre-market in between this range here. Once my pen loads I can show that. Hopefully it's here now. Here we go. So we're kind of looking at this tight range in the pre-market, and so I'm going to watch this area, and what I'm looking for is either a break above, this is my prime watch today, a break, a retest, or 59.58, 59.60 pre-market high, and then we can watch potential target into 59.90 area, 6,000, and this is our other rejection area. Excuse me. So 6,000 is a psychological number, so keep an eye on that area, but I'm watching basically this entire area for a rejection. Same area as watching yesterday. I've got my alert set for just below here because that's where I want to be alerted. And that's really the two levels I'm watching above the current price. Just recap, break and retest of pre-market high 59.58, and I'm looking for a rejection in this region here. As for bounces, zooming out a bit to see where the volume is on here. We've got the point of control down here, so we can watch this region here for a bounce, and we've got quite a lot of volume in that area as well. We had a bit of an area of bit of a wiggle there, and we broke out, come back and retested that area, and we've not really come back to retest. We did test it there, and then we broke through and instantly bounced. So I'm going to watch 58.60, 58.55 area for the bounce, and that's where we got the higher volume coming in as well. So we can probably watch from yesterday's low area, and that's the top of that node there. And I think that's it really. Let's keep it really simple today. So break and retest, pre-market high, rejection up in this region. We could watch for a break and retest of pre-market low, break and retest into this zone. I'm not really watching this 59.16 area now, because obviously the first time we held it, broke it, retested it, and then we've kind of been through it a few times. And if I zoom in, just look at the volume in that area to see if there's much there. Okay, well we've got a little bit of volume there. We can, well, that'll be pretty straightforward because obviously that's where all of the candles have been for over the last few days, and they've obviously been back in that area now, so there will be naturally more volume in these areas where it's revisiting. If we lose a pre-market low, let's look for a retest, and then we can use this area as a potential target. 59.20, we've got 5900 psychological number. Again, didn't do a great deal yesterday, we didn't really hold it. 59.05, pulled down, and then we kind of shot through it again. So 5900, just watch it because it's a psychological number. Volume, there's a bit of volume above that area, so if we're short we can watch that. I think that's it. In fact, looking at yesterday's bounce point, look at the lack of volume. I may revisit that entry now. I'll zoom out a bit. Okay, no, that's fine. There is a lot of volume still down there. From this section here, when we were here, mainly that's where the volume is, but there's not much volume down there now, so potentially we could say that, yeah, maybe we won't get a bounce down there again, because anyone who missed this push up probably got in this time. And I'll just go back in again to look at the volume just at this point. Okay, well, just looking more locally, there was a little bit of volume around that area, so we can watch this area. I know you can change the volume profile to have it per session, but I like to have it per screen, what I've got on my screen, so I can zoom in and out to the areas I'm interested in. And now I can see the volume, potential volume there, so we can keep an eye on that area. So watch it for a bounce, but obviously go with good risk management. And that's it really. My prime watch today is the break and retest of pre-market high long or pre-market low short into these regions. And that's it really. SPY, and let's look at order flow. Let's go back to order flow for a second, because it's something a little bit funky going on right now. So order flow, so look at this. So we've got decrease in price, we've got, trying to do it from the same spot, it was decreasing there, increasing there, and we've taken out the high. So it's definitely a divergence, so we've not taken out the high of the price here. We're a little push up, but we are in a downtrend there. So we've got more aggressive buying coming in than we've got aggressive sellers. And we can see that by the cumulative delta increasing in number as well. So that means potentially we're coming into a bounce area, a potential reversal. So keep an eye on this area, we might see a bit of a bounce around this area. And that means that our break and retest or pre-market high may come back into play once the market opens. Okay, that's it. There's nothing else really to look on there. I suppose we've got a little bit of, it's not that aligned though, we've got this area here aligned, point of control, so around 59, 60, 59, 56, 59, 57. There's maybe that area, a bit of volume there, but not a great deal. But keep an eye on this region here. They're not aligned candle by candle, so there was no interest from buyers and sellers at that point, but then they came back there. So maybe we could watch for potential. That could be a stop loss if it's short, or that could be the break and retest we're looking for, pre-market high 59, 58, what's that, 59, 57, yeah, so right at that point as well. So potentially this could be where the pre-market high break and retest could be. Okay, so let's go on to SPY next. SPY is exactly the same. We've got this area of confidence as well, tops and bottoms of candles there, a bottom candle there, maybe you could say the tops of this candle, and then it's the pre-market high as well. So break and retest pre-market high up into this 598 region, or if we lose pre-market low, break and retest short. We've got a lot going on below, but if we can get through this volume spike, which is about here, then we've got nothing until we get down to 585, 584 area, and that's where we've got these pivots coming in. And that's it really for that one. And obviously we can watch this area up here for the rejection. You can see last time we was here, that's where the current point of control is, and last time we was here we had this big move down. We've not been back up to retest that area yet, so let's keep an eye on what happens when we get up to that area. That's 597 to 598. SPX levels pretty much the same. We've got this gap fill, so let's add this extra level in, and that's the gap fill. So potentially a break and retest long, we've got a target of the gap fill, and that would be at 59.46, 59.50 area. Obviously we've got the curving over 50 moving average coming into that region as well. So keep an eye on that area. If we're looking to go long and we're just breaking above yesterday's high, then that could be a good place to go long. If we're looking to go long and we're coming into that region, then I'll be a bit wary. So let's see where the market opens, see where the SPX opens in about 20 minutes time. Okay, NQ, look at the comments. Good morning, back to you, Charles. Hopefully you've had a good trading day yesterday and hopefully you have a good day today. NQ, area of confluence, not a great deal of volume. Again, I do quite like this area, the break and retest of this pre-market high area, because it looks like we've just been consolidating since yesterday afternoon in the post and pre-market. So let's see what's going to happen. We're going to break out of this area at some point, so let's keep an eye on both the lows and the highs of the pre-market. And we've got our targets in place as previous levels from before. Maybe there's not a great deal of volume at this level, 2876, 2900, but 2100 is a good target, psychological number, so that's probably a better target if we're long. And we can watch that region as well for the rejection. So we've got this region here all the way down to 2100, so that's our region to watch for rejection around this area here. And then bounce wise, got this daily trend still in play. So just watch if it comes back down. Yesterday's low area for the bounce at 2520, in that area there. And obviously we do have areas of confluence, but we've already broken through that area and come back down. So it's probably not as heavy weighted as we would be here, even though we broke through it. But we can keep an eye on these areas as well at 2630. QQQ. Again, break and retest of pre-market high. I do quite like this. We're in that zone still here. Pre-market high, break and retest of pre-market low as well. Excuse me. The only bounce place is we've got volume coming in as well. Point of control running through all these pivots. And I like to see that. More pivots there. So we've got to watch this area for a bounce. So it will be... So we'll be watching 498 to 498 for the bounce really, for this region here is our bounce area, 495 all the way up to 498. So we'll try and find a trade in there if we can, and obviously keep an eye on this trend line because we might just bounce off it. And then we've got the rejection zone back here at 510, so keep an eye on that. Bottoms of these pivots here, it's a break and retest area, so a bit more volumes coming in. You see the volume starting to come into that area as well. So 510 for the rejection. Oil, it's finally starting to break out of this little range we've been in, which is good. I see some movement. It's hard trying to trade it recently. So we've been in this range for some time. Then we broke down, but notice how we are still using these levels areas. We come up into there, held it, was the ceiling, now became the floor, then became the ceiling, and then we're coming up into this point of control area. So this is an area to watch, this region here around $70. So I quite like on this level here a break and retest of $70. That's a pre-market high. With a target, first target at 70.50, and then we haven't really got any confidence until we get up to this region here. So you've got tops of pivots, bottoms of these pivots, and tops of these pivots there. So around 71.50 is a good target, and we could probably put that as a level. It's probably a better level there. So notice how we've touched all these pivots, touched the tops of these candles, especially this area here as well. Here we can see a bit of concentrated volume there as well. That was the breakout area, and then we held it, lost it. We've yet to come up to retest that area, so we'll keep an eye on 71.50 for the rejection. And obviously to the left we've got volume in the area as well, so let's keep, that's not a bad area to watch. Gold, it's putting in a bit of a, you could say, an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And how am I seeing that? We've got this left shoulder, we've got this head, potentially right shoulder, and if you draw the line, you can probably draw it like that. You can, funny how it's slightly angled, you can literally link the pivots together like that. So let's keep an eye on the break and retest of this head and shoulders pattern. Get rid of that. That's a pretty. And then if we were looking for a major place for a target, so basically keep an eye on break and retest a pre-market high, not quite the neckline, so we may have a little bit of resistance. And then we've got, let's get rid of that one, let's just tie this up a bit. We've got a target at 2660, and then I'm just trying to find the most areas of volume and pivots, just trying to keep things as tidy as possible. And then we've got 2684, so these are good areas to watch for targets. I know we had some smaller levels down here as well, and we can probably draw them in at some point, but the chart's getting a bit cluttered with levels, so I'm just trying to find major levels, but they're all pretty valid. And if we lose this area, we watch for the break and retest of pre-market low down into the levels, and you can probably draw in another level there, 2600. Oh, you know what? I've removed them, but I'm going to have to put them back in again. These are all areas of confidence, so I do like to have them in. And we've got that level there. And the reason I like that one, tops of these pivots, bottoms of these pivots, and bottoms of those pivots there, and we've got volume, so that's probably more of a major level than the ones so pre-market low. Two options there. We can watch for a higher risk bounce. You know, normally we're looking for break and retest short. We can watch for a lower higher risk break and retest as well, because it's against the current hourly trend. And then if we break over pre-market high, that treble top as well, break and retest long over 2644. RTY. Okay, I just looked at your message, Charles. Go over some previous day trades. I can do that. I had a red day yesterday, so I'm happy to go through that. I focus more on my red trades and my green trades because they're the ones you learn from. I can go through that in a second. Let's look at RTY. You can see this trend line forming there. If we can break over that area, back down to retest the pre-market high, watch for long. Although we do have a little bit of confidence just there. Tops of that pivot, bottom of that pivot, tops of that pivot. And then bounce area, we can watch previous levels, 2300, psychological number. I like that one for bounce. Or if we come back down, the next major bounce area where there's the most amounts of touches, it's got to be this level here. And also look at the volume to the left as well on the volume profile. So, and it's the point of control, to 2253, 2250 for the bounce. And that's the areas for RTY. YM. Still in a downtrend. We could say we're looking at an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, potentially. We can watch for a break and retest long. Pre-market, so again, like all the other ones today, break over pre-market high. Looks pretty decent because it's been consolidating over the pre-market. We've got this nice big level as well. If we can clear that level with a little bit of volume as well, then hopefully we've got this void above. Notice the lack of volume as well. Lack of volume. Oh, sorry, I was distracted. I just saw a big move in the market. I'll come back to that in a second. So lack of volume there, and so there could be a void. We could fill this up at some point. So keep an eye on that one. That's the only one, and then we can watch this region 4300 for the bounce again. Look how great that bounce was. Psychological number right into it to the cent, and it bounced. Okay, and then finally Bitcoin. I was putting a new high today, which is great. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about it all week actually, that we've been forming this pattern. Look at this for a bullish pattern. This wedge pattern. you know, approximately just like that. And then we were narrowing in. Now you can see it narrowing. We had a bit of a breakout earlier, came back, come in, breakout, and it's putting a new all-time high as well. So we're now in all-time high territories with Bitcoin. 100k is probably still on the cards. Just keep an eye on that. Be interesting to see how we do that with volume. Let's have a look at the daily, because I prefer the daily. Get better. You can see the volume on the daily. So lots of volume when we broke out. So that could be starting volume. You know, we've just broken out of this almost a year long, at least 9 month long consolidation, accumulation you could call it. So we've been accumulating. This is a typical accumulation actually. So we came up in the top half, came out, retest it, a little bit of volume to see whether there's anyone serious buying, and there was, and then pushed up, came back and retested on volume as well, and then the push up. So this is a good example of accumulation, and obviously we knew it's a bullish pattern. We've been talking about it all year because it's this cup and handle pattern as well. That's the cup, this is a handle, excuse me, and then we're just basically waiting for the breakout. So I put on there where I've taken my profits. Let me have a drink, sorry, one sec. I've left my outs. You can see where I've been getting out high volume, and then adding on low volume and pullbacks. Ignore that ad. That's a bad ad. That was. I was expecting to break out, and it didn't. And you know, you can't expect things to break out until it breaks out. So you just have to play what you see. So I've been adding all these decent levels, adding on the way up like that. And then maybe I should have added on the break and retest. I had 2 opportunities to do that, or I did add once and I took some more profit out. So I've got about a third of my position left, and I'm just holding up for 100,000 and see what happens. I really want to start adding to it, but I'm not going to add while it's up here. I'm only going to add if it comes back down. Otherwise I'll hold that third until we have a bit of a pullback. And what type of pullback am I looking for? Well, we've got to come back really and retest these previous all-time highs. So I really want to see it come back down into this region before I start adding some more. Long term, I could also just, what I was doing when I was accumulating my own position, every week or every month I was just buying little bits. Doesn't matter if the market's going up or down, and then just getting a decent average price, and that's why I started taking out. And as soon as I started seeing this volume come in, well, that's time to take profit, and it worked out pretty well. So let's go over my trades from yesterday. I've got it on my journal. I think I've imported it. Let me just double check. So I use something called TRADINGVIEW. Yeah, I had a 3-hour losing day yesterday. It wasn't a very good day. I don't have many losing days, and I'm still working on how do I view my trades. Dashboard. 1 second. We've got 5 minutes. I'll go through them. Oh wow. Okay, I've imported. I don't think it's imported very well, because I took 3 trades, and it's telling me here I've taken 71 trades. And I definitely didn't take 71. You know, if I did, then I'm very quick. Look at all these I took all in that time span, because I use my SIM account in NINJATRADER, and then I copy to 17 Apex accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's basically 1 trade. You can see it's all within half a second. And 71, let's just work that out. 71 divided by 17, 4 trades. That sounds probably about right. Yeah, I thought it was 3, but 4. I think it wasn't a very good day. I over traded if I'm getting close to 3 losing trades. So MES, yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's done that. Usually I just see 4 trades in there. But let's just open up this one. I'm not even sure it'll even tell me what I got in. yeah, it says I got in and out. Let me scroll down to the ones. These are the 4 trades I took. I'm not sure where these are. I'll have to check that out and try and merge them together. But I'll go over the biggest loss because that's the one I want to learn the most from. Is that loaded? Here we go. So that's loaded up here. Oh, weird. But it's a good idea to go through my trades. I used to do a end of day trading review. Here we go. And I've not done that for some time. So maybe I should start doing that. So this is a short I tried taking. I had a difficult day yesterday. I tried a few shorts. I was looking to take, if I go on the daily, I think we talked about it in the pre-market video. In fact, I definitely did because I remember making a note of it. We were coming back up into this area of, basically, if I can draw on the chart. I was watching this trend line and I was looking for a retest up in this region. About here I think it was. So I took a few shorts coming in, which I'll go into in a second, and I should have really stopped after the second attempt, but I tried a second time as well. So let's go back into the 2 minute, and that's basically it. I was adamant I wanted to go short yesterday, and look what happened to the market. It was going up. So I think my last trade was I basically took 3 losing trades, and that's when I walked. So I went short there. I was a bit late in, so I averaged in again as well, just to give me a better position. And my stop, even though I kept my stops quite tight, my stop was above that pivot and it stopped me out, and that was it. I've yet to journal the trades, which I'll do. Trouble is, where it's in the UK, my day finishes at 9 PM and it's a long day, and I obviously run another business in the morning before the market opens as well. So, but that's basically my trade from yesterday, and I took that trade. That was I think that was my second trade. I think I tried this one as well. You can see where I got triggered in. Let's just zoom in a bit. If you haven't got a journal, I do recommend one. And I think there's a code actually in the YouTube channel. I think you get some discount on it. This is TradeZella. I also use TradeViz. I'm kind of using both at the moment, trying to find what works for me. So my first trade yesterday was this one here. It was just after the market opened. It came down. I thought it was putting in a rejection candle, triggered me in, and I got stopped out there. Second time was a break of trend. I thought this time I'll wait for the trend to break, and that's why it broke. And it came back up, triggered me in, and then initially it went in my direction. I was aiming. My target was around 58.60. That was my 3R target roughly. So that's my 1, 2, 3R. I try to go for 3R if I can. I always only go for 3R, and then I have another target of 5R. So I'm looking at 3R and 5R, and that stopped me out again. And then later on I tried. It might have been this trade. That was my stop out there. And then I think I tried this one here as well. Top and tail candle. And hopefully you can ask me the question: was it part of your plan, and was it levels, hourly levels? And this one was part of my plan, but this one up here, even though it looked like a nice top and tail candle, I got in, it triggered me in, and then stopped out there. So that's when I thought, it's time to get out. I was watching it as well, and I saw it setting up this, look at this, it's setting up this wedge pattern. And in my mind I was thinking, I'm short, and I should really reverse to go long. And we had decline in volume. That's kind of what kept me wanting to try and short as well. I was looking at order flow as well, and order flow we had massive big positive cumulative delta as well, and it kept going up. Cumulative delta was going up no matter what the price was doing. So the signs were there that I should have not taken it. But the trade, what I should have taken, I was looking for a pattern, was this one. That's trusting my gut more, and it would have been broken out. It would have been easy 3R there. Had you just put your stop down here below that pivot, you wouldn't even stopped out. It came back and retested that area as well, so that could have been a second entry. But I only like to play my plan, and that wasn't in my plan. So in fact, a lot of those trades weren't in my plan, sadly. So big losing day. Well, not big, a 3-hour losing day for me. I don't normally have many losing days. I have more winning days, so it's a bit frustrating. So hopefully today will be a better day. Okay, market's open. Thank you, appreciate you watching. Any other questions, just give me a shout as well. Yeah, thank you, Charles. Yeah, hopefully it will be a green day. I'm going to stick to my plan, and that's the plan I discussed. That's why I do these videos in the morning, because I want to stick to this pre-market plan. And we're broken out now, so wait for the retest. Okay, I'm going to close the stream, but trade safe, and I will be in the live stream as well, the other pre-market one. Okay, appreciate you watching, appreciate your questions as well. You know, it's good. I will try and go through my trades more often because I think it's a good idea. And also get your feedback as well, and anyone else's feedback, because you might say, why the bloody hell are you taking these shorts like yesterday? Right, trade safe today.